Microsoft and Xbox should stop being nice guys and start fighting for their customers. In a recent article from Jez Corden, he talks about this, how they should stop apologizing for its existence. I mean, Xbox should stop apologizing for its existence. And he lists stuff that has happened recently under new CEO Asha Sharma, and I think the thing's going in a good direction, but we're still far away where we would like to be with Xbox. And I highlight a few quotes here which I want to talk about. So in the short term, we've seen a flurry of rapid-fire feature updates to the Xbox Series XS. After months of virtual radio silence, we've seen Asha Sharma respond to fans concerned publicly about the lack of Xbox exclusive games, as well as the price of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Sharma said she wants to return to its renegade spirit and put its community at the core of what it does, and that's brilliant. Yeah, your community is the most important. Yeah, because your community, the core community, spreads the word. You know, a lot of people might not be that much into it. You know, they might have an Xbox console, but they don't know what really happens behind the curtain. And the community are the people who spreading the word. Yes, those games are awesome. Those games are only on Xbox. Those games coming on Xbox, and so on and so on. And you need to have very strong support from that community. And another thing, Xbox updates. Finally, we get some Xbox updates that are meaningful, like changing the colors to whatever you want of the menus. That's brilliant. Finally, we get achievement updates that we didn't have achievement update, well, since ever really. They completely changing now. Those updates, I reckon, will have come anyway, whoever will be a CEO. But it's obviously nice for Asha that they're coming now. Or maybe she pulled the trigger. Maybe she said, oh, okay, we need to start making those changes. Just go with it, yeah? We don't know. She acknowledged that Game Pass Ultimate is too expensive. $30 is way too expensive to pay for any subscription. No matter if you get day and date games, if that means to check out Call of Duty from that Game Pass Ultimate, so be it. And if that reduces the price, great. People still subscribing to Game Pass because of day and date games, so they are in a bit of in a corner. Kind of driven by their own success, because Game Pass success started because you had day and date games, lots of third-party games also day and date, and it was very cheap. At the beginning, I think it was $10, $12. Then obviously they started introducing different tiers. It was getting more expensive, and now obviously it's $30, which is way too much. I think $22, $23 is maximum what people can pay. And in UK it's about 15-16 pounds, I reckon. Maybe 18 pounds is maximum that people will pay, because that's how much Netflix premium costs. I think $18.99 or something like that. So, but paying $30 for a subscription, even if you get the games with it, a lot of those games, a lot of people won't be interested in. Maybe if they bundle it with something more meaningful to people, like if they, let's say, imagine if they bundle it with Spotify subscription, or even Netflix subscription, or Disney subscription, that would mean that you could lose. You would need to pay for two separate subscriptions to different services, yeah, and that would be great. But would they do it? Probably not. Instead, they gave us Fortnite season pass or something like that, and some other stuff that no one is really interested in. Other than day and date games, there's nothing else there. Okay, the Ubisoft classics, but these are mostly older games. Maybe if they will give us Ubisoft Premium with it, the one that has absolutely everything. Okay, because that service I think costs like 15 pounds per month or something like that. So that would be a great value. But I doubt they're gonna do that. We already have EA Play with Xbox Ultimate, but again, this is just the normal version, not the EA Play Pro. So give us more value with it. I mean, £30 is $30 is a lot, but if I see that there is enough value in it, and I can stop paying for other subscriptions like I said, Spotify, Netflix, or Disney, I'll be on with it. But at current stage, it's just not valuable enough. And she's trying to look into it where they can either lower the value or create more tiers of Game Pass. I wouldn't want to have more tiers. It's already complicated enough, and I feel like they just adding those tiers yearly now. Every year. It feels like it hasn't been every year, but it feels like every year they're either adding some subscriptions or they're changing them and so on. Just stop, I think there should be only free. Game Pass for PC, if you want to just play on Game Pass. Game Pass Premium, and Standard. Yeah. Premium would have a day and date games. Standard wouldn't have the day and date games. You have to wait, and that's it. And then obviously you have a Xbox for PC, which would have day and date games as well, and that's it. Yeah, nothing else. You need to keep it simple. Yeah. Also, another thing is Xbox and Game Pass are basically one thing. If you think Game Pass doesn't exist without Xbox, and Xbox doesn't exist with Game Pass. Game Pass. When you think Game Pass, you're ultimately thinking Xbox, yeah. And when you say Xbox, you're almost certainly thinking about Game Pass. With PlayStation, isn't like that. The PlayStation Premium service, PlayStation Plus Premium, isn't as popular, I guess. It still has great games, but day and date games, their first party games, aren't on that service. They are there later on, and they remove them as well. They never stay there forever, and I think that adds the value to the console. And because of that, the price of that service isn't as high per year. Another thing here was going back to its renegade spirit. So yeah, back in the day, Xbox was this kind of a bad boy of two. At least that's how they wanted to be viewed. They had many ads and commercials and that were very direct to get you to buy Xbox. Very strong campaigns with a lot of exclusive from third parties. The games that never came to PlayStation, and a lot of those games worked better on on Xbox 360. For example, Mass Effect. That game, I can't remember if it ever went to PlayStation in the end or not, but it worked very, very well on 360, and it first came out on 360. Games like that, you need games like that on to gather more support. There was this stupid thing that Xbox introduced last year, or Microsoft introduced on Xbox last year, that each studio should have a 30% profit margin, which was ridiculous for some of those, and that's why they closed loads of studios. Or was it even 2 years ago now? That should have never happened, and I think they easing out on that as well. Another thing is Asha killed the "This is an Xbox" campaign, which I completely understand, because, and Jez mentions this as well, that they spent so much money on this is an Xbox campaign, but it wasn't really very well explained, and then it was mocked with everyone everyone was mocking it of how stupid this sounds. Yeah, or this is an Xbox and they were pointing to a toaster. You don't do campaigns like that. This is just a bad campaign. The cloud should be additional service that you provide, not the main service that you provide. And instead of, and he says here, that marketing spend could have gone into advertising Xbox features that are actually good, like Xbox Play Anywhere and Xbox Cloud Gaming and Quick Resume. I mean, cloud gaming was advertised on during This Is on Xbox, because that was the whole point. But yes, Xbox Play Anywhere is amazing feature, and Quick Resume is also amazing feature. Those two features, they should be fucking everywhere across the whole campaigns. They should have their own campaigns about this, and this should be everywhere. And also marketing of games. That's the big thing, and that's something that still didn't change really. So look at this poster from Metro 2039. So Microsoft made this whole showcase for Metro 2039, and at the end of it you had Xbox Series X, Xbox on PC, Xbox Cloud, fine, and then you have Steam, Epic Store, PS5. Why do you add those logos? Why your marketing campaign has those logos? It shouldn't need. It really shouldn't. And look at this logo from PlayStation YouTube channel. Just PlayStation logo. That's it. And this happens on multiple events. Read this. This trend of advertising competing products continued recently with the latest round of Xbox Showcase events, where Microsoft advertised competing platforms in addition to Xbox. Microsoft paid for and put together a showcase for Metro 2039 recently that I mentioned, and at the end was keen to inform viewers that the game is available not only on Xbox Series X but also on PlayStation 5, Steam, Epic Games, and also the Samsung Smart Fridge probably. Conversely, the Metro 2039 trailer on PlayStation YouTube trailer makes no mention whatsoever of Xbox, as you might expect. And that needs to change. You don't advertise that this game comes out on another console. People will check that. If they want to check it, they will check it themselves. But on the showcase, this is the thing. Look at the latest State of Play, where there was lots of game advertised. None of them says, oh, it comes on Xbox as well. No, you don't see Xbox logo anywhere there. I had to go on X or some other YouTube channels that they were saying, oh, which games are coming where. Yeah, and 90% of those games were coming to Xbox, but you wouldn't hear a word about that during that State of Play. On Xbox Developers Direct, oh yeah, and those games are also coming first time to PlayStation, first time to Nintendo. Who gives a shit? Advertise that later, Don't mention it. That's all I'm saying. Just don't mention it on the showcase. You might mention it later in the notes, press release notes and stuff like that. Yes, but just don't do it. I think part of the failure for Microsoft at the moment for Xbox is highly linked to Microsoft, and at the moment I feel like there's a quite big downward trend for liking Microsoft, mainly because of the AI, of how pushy Microsoft is with AI, of how much money they invested in it, so they're pushing it into Windows as well, and because of that, Xbox gets hit indirectly. Obviously, they are a Microsoft company. With PlayStation, is slightly different. With Sony, obviously, Sony makes TVs, Sony makes cameras and stuff like that. But Sony Interactive Entertainment is basically a separate company to the Sony that makes TVs. Yeah. So the PlayStation is, people don't link them together that much. Yeah. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think, what Xbox should be doing to repair their how people view them. Is Asha doing a good job so far? I think she is. She's saying pretty much good stuff at the moment. That the next console will be Xbox centric. It will be a real first party console. It won't be some Asus in a shell of Xbox, or all the way around, Xbox in a shell of Asus. Now we're gonna have a proper Xbox console. I think that's gonna be very interesting generation. PlayStation 6 and Xbox Project Helix, however it's gonna be called. I think that's gonna be very interesting generation. Mainly because of the price of those consoles and how many people will jump on those. And if, I really hate when I see pictures of Xbox is dead. Is Xbox really dead? Is this the end of Xbox? No, it's not. At least not in this generation. I think next generation, depending on the price, how they position themselves with the games, with the community, with the console, that will be decisive. That will be decisive one, definitely. At least that's what I think. All right, until then, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments what you guys think about this whole Xbox being nice guys, not being nice guys, how they should act from now. Right, bye. Thank you for now.